Namaste. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm going to talk to you about the Buddha Purnima, and also there's a lunar eclipse on the same day. So, what you should do and what you shouldn't do. So, basically, obviously, every Purnima there's heightened levels of the moon energy which you can harness. I also have a guided meditation. If you guys haven't had a look at it, I've put the link above. Just press the I button and you would get it. So basically on that day, because of the eclipse, now with the eclipse, if the eclipse is not sighted in your city, you shouldn't be following the sutak, which is the precautionary steps which we take. So according to the science, basically when the moon is in eclipse, you get the phases of the moon in like 2 hours. So the phases of the moon which happen during a month is happening within the period of 3 hours or two, however long the eclipse is for. So basically it's always, everything is in fast forward mode. So it's very vital that you don't have any food or anything into your system. Ensure that you follow the rules. If you want to, obviously having food inside your system, it's more chances that it gets rotten pretty quick, because the moon is always on fast forward mode for that time of the eclipse. So in Perth, the eclipse actually starts at 5:45 p.m. and it ends at 8:51 p.m. However, you have to start not having any food from 9:39 onwards, 9:39 a.m. on Wednesday, and until the eclipse is over. Now if you have any cooked food in the refrigerator, just chuck it out, or you can consume it before the sutak actually starts. Otherwise you can just throw it or give it away to someone else before the day. In terms of rice and any other dry cereals which you have at the home, you can put a tulsi leaf and just cover it up so that the malefic effects of the eclipse doesn't attract those qualities into the food. So those are some things which you can do for an eclipse. Ensure that there have been many experiments done. You might have seen Sadhguru actually having a bowl of rice and dal, and it actually poisons it within the two hours. It's very subtle. Obviously it's not going to kill you, but over time it does have that effect. Obviously you don't want something, especially people who are on a spiritual path, they want their systems cleans and everything clean all the time. So it's very vital that you actually look into this and follow the procedures. It's all scientific. Obviously there's nothing about religion or anything like that. The moon, because of the moon, you can see the waves rising. So our body is made out of 72% of water. Obviously there's some effects to it, so not having food is advisable. Also after the eclipse is over, then you can do your sadhana. Obviously during the time of eclipse, you can actually do some meditation of some kind, or just recite any mantra or anything which obviously you can do it by yourself, and just keep it to yourself. Don't say it out loud, just in your mind you can recite it. Apart from that, you can actually do the guided meditation which I have, or else you can do any sort of meditation on the day. Obviously there's heightened levels of energy, as you know, on a full moon day. So try and harness the moon's energy as much as you can, but also follow the restrictions which you have to follow for eclipse. Now for Perth, you have those timings which I mentioned before. However, if you want to check which city has what timings, I will have the link. I use Drink Panchang, which is an online Panchang. You just have to put the city name inside the box and then just click search, and then it will populate the date and time, everything according to the Panchang and the moon position for that location. So I'll have that in the description below. If you have any questions regarding this, do write back to me. Other than that, namaste and thank you for watching.